Welcome back to the Rakdos Carnarium, featuring me, the Rakdos King. Yes, that's the theme that I'm going for. No, you can't stop me from continuing to do this. Let's get on with this. Before everything gets started, thank you everyone for all your feedback and comments on my previous crafting video with Jumpstart Historic. I got the feedback, I get it. Hopefully I don't muck up the audio for this one. Let's thank today's sponsor, me. I sponsored today. I don't have a sponsor or anything, however, I am affiliated with Artisan Builds. If you are interested in building a new PC, you can click the link down below and use my code SAM71 at checkout to get yourselves up to $200 off your purchase, or you can go ahead and check out my coaching page over at medify.gg/@SAM71. Over there, I recently just added a new bundle, which is a 2-hour session and featured the new Innistrad set. We'll be going over all the new cards, we'll be going over new sets, we'll be deck building, brewing up new things, and preparing you for whatever meta that may shape up. This is going to be, you can book your lessons now in advance, however, the lessons will not be in effect until after September 20th. That way we get ourselves a couple days for, the arena hive mind to actually figure out what's going on with the set. Now, without further ado, everyone, let's get into the crafting guide. Hello and welcome everyone to the crafting guide for Innistrad Midnight Height. I would just like to first let you all know every guide is going to hopefully be under 10 minutes is what I plan to have this crafting guide under. It's going to be going over all the cards that I think that you should craft for the newest standard and or historic for MTG Arena. Now, to ensure that nobody gets upset with me or tries to sue me or do whatever, I'm going to have a big wall of text going over now, which is a verbal contract saying that you cannot legally get upset with me or mad at me, and it's going to go over the screen now. Now with that whole thing out of the way, if you actually read that full thing, you know what to type in the comments. So first card on the list that I think that you should be crafting is Graveyard Trespasser. At first I didn't think this card was all that great. It's just a 3-mana 3/3, however it has a ward effect and the opponent has to discard it if they don't. And on top of that, it enters the battlefield, exiles the thing. It's a perfectly fine 3-mana 3/3 that transforms into a 4/4, which honestly is perfectly fine for a 3-drop. Finally, Resman Cathar. This is a perfectly fine 3-drop for any White Weenie deck or maybe any aggressive aggro deck. It's a perfectly fine magic card. Fateful Absence. This is by far the best removal spell that we just got out of the new set. The second only to the new black removal spell. This card's great. It's insane. It's basically replaces Second Zone, but also doesn't replace Second Zone. Don't worry about it. You craft 4 of this card, or 3, or 2. You craft this card. It's good. You don't need me to tell you to go over this card. It's insane. Interpret Adversary, an incredibly good card for humans, at least for a bit. If you're a go wide strategy, you're going to want this card. It's decent for historic, it's perfectly fine for standard. Will it see play? I don't know. There's a cycle of these. I think this one's fine for white. Craft it if you want it. Serena Saber, it's a 5-mana 3/3 that when it enters the battlefield, you get 2 things back from your graveyard. It's a really good magic card. You should craft it if you plan on brewing, I don't know, anything that has like any aggressive strategy or you want like some mid-range thing. This card seems great. Sunfold Sentinel, this is a perfectly fine aggressive creature. It's a 2-mana 3/2 that exiles the things when it enters the battlefield or when it attacks. Like, this card's fine. If you want more, it has more text on it. It's mostly just flavor text. I don't know how often you'll get Coven. It's a 3/2 with upside. What more do you want? Sunlit Revelry. This has been included simply because it is a poor man's timely reinforcements. If you are a control deck and you are doing stuff, this is a perfectly fine, watered down timely reinforcements. It's fine. It's not great, but it's perfectly fine. You should consider crafting this card. If you're playing a blue-red spell deck or you're playing Phoenix, craft it. It's a common. Maybe you don't even need to craft it. Don't worry about it. Delver's Secrets. Again, this is going to make blue-red decks in Historic insane. Blue-red's also going to be insane in Standard. You should craft 4 of this if you're planning to build any blue-red tempo or prowess or control deck. Control. Mid-range. Craft 4 of Delver. This is the other side of Delver. It's a 1-man. It's a 1/1 for 1. It turns into 3/2 flyer as long as you reveal an instant or sorcery. Man, it's really hard to do with expressive iteration in the format. There, Disciple of the Drowned. This one's iffy. I think this card's fine. It's good, but it's 5 mana and easily killable. Craft at your own risk. I think it's pretty good, however. So, again, craft at your own risk. I'd craft 1 of it at least. Melvin Hurtfully. This is a weird one that's hard to evaluate. This is another one that goes on my craft at your own risk thing. It's a mana leak that can be recast, so then all your non-creature spells can't be countered. And then it also turns into a 2/2 from being a 2/1 with flying. Craft at your own risk. I could potentially see play in Arcanus, becoming Grixis Arcanus, but I don't actually know where this fits in, so that's why I'm saying craft your own risk, because it's a very good card, I just don't know where it slots in. Memory Deluge. Originally I thought this card was bad, and then I realized it has instant speed on it. This is a poor man's dig through time, and if you are planning playing any form of control deck, in Historic or Standard, you should craft this card. At least 2. You're going to run minimum 2 of this card. Maximum 4, but I don't imagine you playing 4. However, I could see it. It's new Standard. You can find it all Runs Epiphany. Oh god, you can find all Runs Epiphany. Yeah, craft this card. Patrician, guys. Patrician. Patrician Geist. It's a Geist. It's spirits. If you play spirits in Historic and want spirits to be good, you should craft the spirit. Enough said. Spectral Adversary. This is just another card for spirits. Potentially there could be a good tempo deck in a standard. I don't really see it. Maybe blue-red. But other than that, this is a spirit for spirits in Historic. Craft it if you play spirits. Champion of the Parish. Just an insane zombie card. If you play zombies or plan on playing zombies, you should craft this card. If not, pass. Eaten Alive, congratulations, we have a third better than Spark Harvest effect. We had Spark Harvest, we had Bone Splinters, and now we have Eaten Alive. If you play Historic and you play Arcanist, congratulations, you now have another card to replace a Spark Harvest. It exiles. Ecstatic Awakener, this is a perfectly fine 1-mana 1/1 that you've sacrificed another thing, it turns into a 4/4. It's a perfectly fine magic card. If you were running a sacrifice sub-theme, aka me, you'll play this card. It's good. Will it be played in Historic? Maybe. I doubt it, but maybe. In Standard, I could see it seeing play. It's a common at the very least, so it's a common. Gissa, Glorious Resurrector. This card is a basically better Kalitas. It's insanely good. You play it. Extinction Event doesn't exist anymore. Shadow's Verdict doesn't hit this. This is an incredibly good card that is relatively a hard-ish to get rid of. And it's a good card. It's a 4-mana 4/4 with insane upside. What more do you want? Infernal Grasp. Hi, do you want Doomblade? Here's Doomblade, but better. Do you want Doomblade, but better? Craft it. Tainted Adversary. This is a perfectly good zombie that we need for zombies. Is there enough to make a good zombies deck? I don't know, probably not, but it's a good card if you plan on playing zombies. It seems good if you're playing a mid-range deck that wants a little bit of a mana sink in the later game. You could play it in there. I don't see a reason to run this card over Tybalt, however. So, for zombies, sure. For anything else, craft at your own risk. Bloodthirsty Adversary. Vampires are going to be getting a lot more gas next set when we get the vampire set. Currently right now, this is a really expensive Snapcaster Mage. I could see it being in a blue-red tempo deck for a standard. Other than that, it's fine. Play with fire. This is better shock. Want shock but better? Craft it. Reckless Stormseer. This card is great. It's a 3-mana 2/3 that can target itself and give itself haste to being a 3-mana 3/3. Also, fun fact, it turns into a 3/4 that can give something +2/+0 and haste. It's pretty good. You run an aggressive deck, congratulations, play this card. Smoldering Egg. This is also another card for the blue-red spells deck. This card's actually great. It turns into a 4/4 dragon that shocks your opponent whenever you cast an instant or sorcery. Never mind, it shocks whatever the fuck you want. Craft it if you plan on playing blue-red spells, or you want to have more tools for Izzet Phoenix and Historic. Congratulations, more tools for Izzet Phoenix. Thermal Alchemist, same thing, same deck. You didn't already have 4 of this from the original Jumpstart. It's a set that came out a while ago, then crafted, but I'm pretty sure you can craft it for cheaper with commons from Jumpstart. Craft the one with commons from Jumpstart if that's the case. Firebridge Tracker. This thing is a 3-mana 4/3 as long as you have a token on board. And then when it dies, you just sack the token. Do you want a 3-mana 4/3? I want a 3-mana 4/3. Craft it. Death Bonnet Sprout. I have this card in here because I actually think this card's relatively easy to pull off. At least in Historic, it's easy to pull off. In Standard, I don't know. There could be a Dredge-ish deck or a Mill Self strategy deck. It seems perfectly fine. It's a 1-mana 1/1 that turns into a 1-mana 3/3 that also exiles things. It seems good. It can also get bigger. Primal Adversary, congratulations, you have the green of the cycle of these cards. This card, it turns your lands into Nissa lands. It seems fine. It's 5 mana, you sink it, you get a 4/3 plus one of your lands is now a 3/3. It seems perfectly fine. I'd only craft 2 of this. Max. Storm of the Festival, this card is like worse Coco, but it's still a Coco effect, so it's fine. It's 6 mana, which kinda sucks, but we have the new Innkeeper, so it kinda makes up for it, kinda, not really. It has flashback for 8 mana, 10 mana. God, that's 10 mana. You're not flashing back this card, but it could be worse. Ren and 7. The entire reason why I included this card is because it protects itself. If you want a 5 mana Planeswalker that protects itself, that also can ramp you, it can also find more lands. It's a fine card to have. It's not anything fancy. It protects itself. That's the best thing it's got going for it. It makes a creature token, which presumably will be a 5/5. Might be a 4/4 if you ramp it out with treasure. Arlen Pax Hope. I have this card included here because it's pretty neat. She seems fine in a perfectly fine Gruul deck. I don't know how Gruul is going to look, but she turns into this side that ramps you, and then it becomes a 5/5 werewolf thing with trample, indestructible, and haste. It seems pretty alright, and her other side protects herself. She makes 2 wolves. She's fine. Is she breaking anything? No. Is she perfectly fine and decent on her own? Yes. Blade Stitch Scap. It's a zombie. Do you plan on playing zombies in Historic? I think you don't splash blue, but if you want to splash blue, congratulations, you got yourself a Half-Lord. What's the half that kind of matters? After you play zombies. Can't Stay Away. This card I actually think is pretty good for Historic. If you don't plan on playing Historic, then there might be a thing you could abuse with Standard. I haven't brewed it, but I assume there could be a thing. It's got cats. Who doesn't like cats? Danica, the Pious Apprentice. This card actually seems pretty good. It's a 2-mana 2/3, so it's already good on base stats. It's got lifelink, and it's got a pretty good hate bear effect. And then for 4 mana, you can turn it into a flyer. There's a 3/2 that investigates. It seems pretty alright. I don't hate this. If you play blue-white, and like some sort of like tempo-y aggro deck, I'm not upset with this card. Faithful Mending, congratulations. You can build Esper Reanimator now in Historic, or maybe even Standard, who's to say. But congratulations, you have Faithless Looting in blue-white at instant speed with flashback, and it gains you life. Go nuts. This is gonna make Modern insane, otherwise it's fine everywhere else. Florina, Boulder, and Scion. This card's great. I love everything about this card. It is a 3-mana 3/3 with first strike. Already love it. With a neat ability that allows you to get more card advantage from your opponent's board. It's a great card. If you were playing a black-red deck like I usually do, it seems fine. Otherwise, you can skip this card. If you plan on playing vampires, I would craft it like 1 or 2. It's legendary. You don't want that many. Old Stick Fingers. This card seems perfectly fine. Just in a vacuum, at the worst case scenario, it's going to be like, what, a 2-mana 1/1 that just grows as time goes on? You can run this with Luris and run some sort of like dredge deck, maybe Jund deck with Arcanist and everything, and you run a little bit more creature-heavy deck. I don't know, I'm spitballing here. This card seems fine. You can build around this card and really do whatever the fuck you want. It seems good. I'd craft it. Ram, Curse, Stolet Slayer. This seems like a perfectly good blue-red aggressive card. It has flying, it has haste, it's a 2/3. It makes it so then, and spells can't deal damage to you. It makes it so then your spells deal extra damage to them. It seems good if you're playing blue, red, and burn. Do I need to sell you any more? It seems decent. The only downside is it's legendary. So you only want like 3 tops. Rite of Oblivion. This seems like a perfectly fine kill spell. We just had Fateful Ending, rotate, and on my personal opinion, I think this one's slightly better because it's not permanent. We also have Vanishing Verse, which is monocolored permanent. You don't have to sacrifice an instant speed. This is flashback. I think this card's fine. You can run it in Historic with Arcanist, and you can now run Mardu Arcanist, and it'd be probably not terrible. I'll run it. Wicked Fire. Do you like Lightning Helix? As well, this is Lightning Helix at home. It's seriously, it's just Lightning Helix home. It's shock, but you gain 2 life, and it has flashback for 6 mana. If you play Historic, you're running Helix. If you're playing Standard, sure. It's Helix at home. Sicardo, Champion of Light. I literally just have this in here just because it's a Lord for humans. The Covenant effect, I don't know how often you're going to pull off. It's a flammable creature. It flies. It's a 4/4. It buffs humans. It's not the worst thing you could ever play at a 4 mana. In fact, I think it's pretty alright. It blocks a Goldspan Dragon. We have Pithy Needle. Hallelujah. You can name Essica's Chariot with this. Did I sell you on it? Good. Craft it 2. That's minimum you're going to be running. It's a very good card. I'm very happy we have it. And for the last cards, I'm just going to go ahead and say these are my top 5 cards that you should be crafting as soon as possible. It's the Cycle of the Lands. I will constantly say that I know it's boring, I know it's not fun, it's not flashy, it's not cool, but you should craft your lands first before you craft anything else. If you are playing any of the colors, craft the lands first. They will allow you, as long as you have the mana to cast your spells, you can take any pile to reasonable success as long as you have the mana to cast it. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Please do hit that like and or subscribe button, or don't. I'm not a cop or your mom. I can't tell you what to do. Without further ado, everyone, thank you all so much for watching this video. Have yourself a great rest of your day or night, wherever the heck in the world you are, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.